Greetings lovelies, hi, it's Emmy, welcome back to another Emmy Eats. Today I'll be eating Venezuela. I received this package in a beautiful red box from Mr. G. Thanks so much Mr. G for sending me this package, and he actually lives in Barcelona. But he was born and raised in Caracas, so the last time he went to Venezuela, he brought me back a bunch of treats. So thanks so much, Mr. G, for including me on your trip and bringing me back some Venezuelan treats. I'm excited to taste Venezuela. He told me in his letter that Venezuela is actually a big producer of cocoa beans. I had no idea. So he said a lot of the products that he sent me have chocolate in them. This is called Pepito, and it's actually made by the company Frito-Lay. Oh, and they're cheese doodles. I love that since I've been trying all these different countries that I've learned that cheese puffs and cheese doodles and cheese balls have become ubiquitous. They are a completely international snack. And they are bright yellow cheese doodles, but they're a little bit smaller than what we would have here in the States. And they taste just like cheese puffs. Very familiar cheesy flavor, salty, with a corn base. Airy texture, a lot like styrofoam, and mysteriously addictive. Some cheese puffs have a lot of the kind of orange cheese on the outside. This seems like to be like it's more baked into the cheese puff itself. It's not leaving a bright orange residue or anything, but delicious. This Nestea is very Venezuelan. In his opinion, it tastes better than bottled Nestea. So this is just a powdered mix, and you add it with water. And it smells citrusy. I'm going to estimate and take like a teaspoon and pour it in a glass of ice water. All right, let's give that a taste. Come by. It's quite nice. It's not overly sweet. 1 teaspoon to about 8 ounces of water, about a cup of water, is a good proportion for me. Very refreshing and limey, slightly tart, but more of a flavor really, and not very sweet. I like that. All the bottled teas that you find here in the States tend to be sweetened, and I'm not a big fan of sweetened tea, but I know Southerners, I'm sorry. This is made by Nestle, and it's called CriCri, and embossed on it, I think it says Savoy, but the S and the A are in the other half. And this is the other side. It looks like it's like a puffed Rice Krispies or something. It's good. It tastes like some Easter candies. Quite sweet and milky. It tastes a little bit malty. And the little bits inside are cereal bits, but they're not quite Rice Krispie snacks. They're a little bit crunchier in texture and not as airy. But good. This is called Ping Pong. This is again made by the company Nestle Savoy. Oh, they look like little beans. They're chocolate covered peanuts. Not sure if that'll show up on camera, but they're actually peanuts in the inside, a very tiny peanut with a candy coating, then a coating of chocolate. They're kind of like an inside-out M&M, peanut M&M. Usually when you get a peanut M&M, you have like a hard shell on the outside that has a little bit of chocolate, and then you have the peanut. But this one has the hard shell in between the chocolate and the peanut. But in the end, very similar kind of texture. They remind me a little bit of these candy-coated peanuts that I had in Madagascar. Delicious. Very similar to a peanut M&M. All right, let's try this. This is a savory snack that can actually be found in the US. And I think I've mentioned it before in my Emmy Eats Italy video when I had a pate called Spunti. It's called deviled ham or little deviled ham or something like that. It's like a pate spread. But Mr. G sent me one from Venezuela, Diabilitos, and it's made by the same company, Underwood. But he says the reason why he included this is because this is often the main filling in something called arepas, which is it's almost like a national dish of Venezuela. So it smells meaty and smells like pate. Similar to, the spunti that I had in Italy, and even similar to some of the meat spreads that I had in Germany even. A little bit different texture. The meat spreads that I had in Germany were a little bit more gelatinous. This is more homogeneous and a little bit more spreadable. So let's give that a taste. Mmm. Very salty. Wow. I probably should have put half as much as I did on there. That was very, very salty. It tastes like chopped ham. The Spunti, it had much more of a smoky flavor. This just tastes kind of like plain ham. Not bad. I think kids would actually really like this on bread. Chocochitas, and they look like galletas, which are cookies. They remind me of that chocolate chip cookie cereal. What was that called? I forget, but that's what it reminds me of. They're not quite that small. Mmm. Very cute. Very tender, soft, kind of crumbly cookie with just a single chocolate chip. I like the fact that they're not quite uniform. Some are a little bit smaller, like the baby one, than others. But Pirulin. And these look like little kind of cigar cookies. By the way, if I mention any of the foods that I've tasted before, I'll put all those links down below so you can find those videos if you're interested. So I had a version of this in Emmy Eats Israel Part 3, I believe. But I also grew up eating these, and we used to call them like cigarette cookies. They're very finely rolled kind of wafer cookie with a chocolate filling. Sometimes there are other flavors, but this one happens to be chocolate. So let's give that a taste. Mmm. This is actually chocolate hazelnut. The filling is soft and sweet, similar to like a Nutella kind of spread. Very flaky exterior and light crunch. Cute. Pirulin. Platanitos look like they are plantain chips. And my first taste of plantain chips was in my Emmy Eats El Salvador video. So I'll put that link down below, and if you're interested, you can find it there. And plantains are similar to bananas, but a little bit different. They're a little starchier. By the back, looks like they're sliced when they're green and then fried. And here they are. They're very, very charming. Bright yellow in color and very thinly sliced. So let's give that a taste. Mmm. Those are delicious. These are thinner than the other chips that I remember tasting. It has a really delightful crunch. It's got a little bit more of a bite, starchier bite, and a really nice flavor. More like a potato really than like a banana. Nice and salty and maybe just a hint of chili in there. Before I did all these tasting videos, I only knew Ovaltine as this powdered stuff that you mix with milk to have like a hot beverage. But since then I've seen Ovaltine tablets, I've seen Ovaltine, all kinds of forms of Ovaltine, including this, Ovomaltina. Alright, let's give that a taste. Mmm, yum. It has a nice malty flavor. It tastes like a malt ball, that's what it tastes like. For those of you in the States, it tastes like Whoppers. For those of you that are in the UK or Australia, it tastes like a Malteser. Now these are made by the company El Rey, Makuro, Cariaco, and Irapa. So 3 different styles of chocolate, 3 different levels of cocoa mass. Makuro is the darkest, and it's 70% cocoa. Yum! And there you can see it embossed. Oh, it smells beautiful. Itadakimasu. Mmm, really nice. Nicely sweetened, not overly so. Really rich chocolate flavor. Because this is thin, it still has a really nice mouthfeel and light kind of snap to it. I like it. Delicious, nice and bitter. Next, we're going to have the Ascoro, 60.5% cocoa. It's slightly lighter in color than the 70%, which makes sense. All right, let's try that. Mmm, that's nice as well. A little less snappy, a little less bitter, and a little sweeter, but still a really richly dark chocolate. Delish. Irapa, which is chocolate con leche, so this is considered a milk chocolate. It is the lightest in color. Still smells deliciously chocolatey. Let's give that one a taste. Mmm. Really nice melty mouthfeel. Significantly sweeter than the other 2. And the chocolate flavor, while present, is not nearly as strong as these other 2. I think of the 3, the Ascoro is my favorite. The kind of semi-sweet one. Really nice balance of bitter and sweet flavors. Cocosette Not sure how to pronounce that. Nestle. And it comes, oh, in 2 bars. Mmm. And it's just a wafer cookie, which I think probably most of you have had. But I've never had a version like this. This is a coconut version. There's probably about 5 layers of wafer, and then sandwiched in between are some sweetened coconut. It's nice. Samba, maxi fresca. Oh, but it smells like strawberry. Yeah, it tastes like the strawberry pokey with wafer and a little bit of chocolate. The chocolate is really not the strong point. The main flavor in this is strawberry flavor, but really a nice textural crunch. Samba maxi fresa, not fresca, fresa. Thank you so much, Mr. G, for sending me all these wonderful Venezuelan treats. My first taste of Venezuela was lovely. Thank you so much. And thanks to you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy that, and I hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, toodaloo, take care, bye. Okay, to dip the cake pop is a little tricky. I found you have to work quickly. Dip your chilled cake pop completely into the melted candy wafer, and then pull it out swiftly, and then hold the cake pop and tap your arm while turning it to get the excess candy melt off. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you my baby. Hi, everybody! Yeah, baby and I are doing really well. I'm growing like a blimp every day, but, you know, so it goes.